So, good morning again. We will start today. We will continue the last class topic, that is how to create the class, how to define the class, how to define the data members and member functions, that is methods inside the class, and how can we access it. And we have seen different visibility of the class members. So, okay, public and private, two types of visibility are there. Means how it is, whether it is visible to the outsiders or not, that we can uh, mention using that visibility word, that is either private or public. Private members cannot be accessible by outsider. That is that means outside the class. Public members can be accessible by through the object by the outside, means outside of the class. Okay. So today we'll continue that. This uh, we will create a new another class, which is person class, and there we'll define the data members, and that data members will how we will access it through the main function. We'll see. So just see, we will define this class person class, and there are three data members: uh, string name, int height, and int weight. There are three data members inside the person class, and print info function will be there, which will print the information of the data members. Okay, and we will take another function, that is suppose input function, where we will input the data. Okay. Similarly, last class we have done the method, the program for student class. Today we will define a class person. Okay, person class. So that thing we will write there. String name, int height, int weight. Three things we will write there. String name, int height, int weight. So let us declare this private. Private string name, private int height, private int weight. Okay, so these three things we have declared as private, so that we cannot access these three members outside the person class. Next, we will mention a function, input function, for inputting the data. So for inputting, what we should do? We will take one scanner object, create one scanner object. Then using that scanner object, we will input the data for this name, height, and weight. So how can we define the scanner object? How can we define? System dot out dot println or print enter name. Okay, so then what we will write? Name equal to scn
Dot.
What?
Dot.
Dot. Dot what?
Next.
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 Next what?
Name. Next string. S.
Next line.
Sorry.
Next line. Okay? Because name is a string. To input string, we will write next line. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next, we will show a message. System dot out dot print print, then enter height. Then height equal to scn dot next int. You are not observing. Next line, next int. Then system dot out dot print enter. If I will write some wrong thing, then interrupt me. Okay. Enter. Wait. Wait equal to scn next int. Okay, over name, height, weight, I have entered. Then again, I will define a function for printing the information. Public void print. Suppose print, we will use print. Okay, public void print. What I will write? System dot out dot print ln name plus what I will write? Name variable plus height plus height plus weight plus okay. So here is the end of the print statement, print function. So just here I am printing, and this is the end of the person class definition. If anywhere I have typed any wrong, then you can say. Okay. Now here in another class, person test, uh, I will create the object of this person. How to create? The class name is person. So just see here, I have typed P is in uppercase. So here also I have to use this upper person. Suppose P equal to new, okay, person. New person. So directly I can write like this, or else I can write person P, then P equal to new person. So this in two ways you can write. Then I will call the input function. Then P dot input, P dot input. Input function will be called. Then P dot print, print function will be called. I typed wrong. Okay. Okay. So here this class name is %, and my Java program name also %, okay, .java, and inside this there are two classes, person and %. Okay, two classes are there. Now we'll compile this program and execute it. Where it is? Java C %. What is the error? At line number 20, error parenthesis expected. At line number 20, here I have not given the parenthesis. Okay. Yes, Java, then %. See here, there are two classes created. Start dot. There are several classes are here, but in this for this program, %, class is created, and person class also created. But which class we will call through the Java? Java person test dot class. Okay. Suppose Shriman height, suppose 60. Okay, 60 inch. Weight, suppose 66. Okay, then Shriman height. And one thing you might have marked here, you must have seen here. What is the thing here after inputting the line? Just see here, after inputting the line, I have not used for any buffer issue. After inputting this line for string data, numeric data automatically. But after numeric data, if you are going to take string data, if there is some information in buffer, then it will take it instead of accepting from the keyboard. Okay, so this thing here. Now, see here, here in this slide, this person KE, there is an object created. The object name we have used as KE. Okay, it is declared. Now next line, KE equal to new person means this KE object is created. Okay, and reserve the space. Next, because here you see in this slide, name, height, weight, these are defined as public. So here directly ke dot name, okay, can be directly accessible. Ke dot name. Then person shall equal to new person. Okay, another object created shall. Okay, ke was created, now shall is created. So shall directly reserve a new space. So now shall dot name equal to this. So there are two objects at this point. At this point, there are two objects. One object name is ke, another object name is shall. So ke having name information k1 and shall having name this Salvatore J. Stoll. Okay, these are the information stored in separate memory location. When here print info function is defined in this class, the print info, it will print the ke. Print info means it will print the k1, and automatically the other values will be 0, 0, and shall print info will print this one, this one, and automatically. So next, see the diagrammatic form here. K storing this information, height, weight 0. Sal is this information, height, weight is 0. Okay. So these are two objects, and K and Sal are, we can say, the reference name to the object, the reference name to the object. Okay. In Java, every names are called as reference name to an object. Okay. Now next we will see here person X, then X equal to K. Okay, another uh, uh, reference is referred here, declared here. X is declared as person type. Okay, but here you see X is equal to K. What it will do, instead of reserving new space for X, remember in the previous slide here for K new space person space reserved, but here X equal to K means X is referred to K. K is already referred to some memory location, so now X is referred to K. So when we will use X dot print info, so it will print the K's info. Okay. So similarly, if I write X equal to Sal, then X will be referred to Sal object. Then X dot print info. So here the X will be the Sal's print info will be printed. So next you see the diagram here. See the diagram representation. So K is the object where it has stored this information. Then S Sal was the object where this information is stored, and this is the Sal is referred to this location, K is referred to this location. And in the slide here, X is referred to K means X is referred to K. Okay. So after some time, X is referred to Sal. So when we will refer after reference, so through X, when we access to whom it is referring, it will access that. So that's why we are saying these are the reference names and these are the actual data. So each data is called one object. So in this scenario, there are two objects but three references of person class, where X is first referred to this memory location, and after some time X is referred to this memory location. Okay, somebody unmuted, mute it. Okay. Here person K is there, and K is a identifier, or you can say variable, or you can say this. We cannot say at this point, we cannot say this is an object. Okay, this is one reference. So when it will, we can say this is object when K is written like this, K equal to new person, means here object is created, then K is referred to that object. Okay. Next, when we write K dot name equal to K1, that means here the name member is initialized with this thing. Okay. So when you are creating the reference, you are declaring one reference, at that time null is there. Okay. So you can directly write if X double equal to null means if it is not referred to anything, the existing memory, then you can write like this. So multiple reference can point to one object. As we have seen in the previous slide, multiple reference can point to one object. When no reference point to an object, that object is never accessible again. Okay. So these are the 3 points. So now let us go to again to our program where we will see the reference things. Okay. here in this program we have created uh, person, suppose q equal to new person. Now p and q, two reference created, two reference created, but person r I have created but not reserved the space. Okay. Now p dot input. After that, suppose r equal to p, r equal to p. Okay. R equal to p. Now r is referred to p reference. So whatever I have entered, now p dot print means it will print the data which I will enter through p. Now r dot print. If I write r dot print, what it will print? The whatever I have entered in the p object. Okay. Now suppose q dot input, q dot input. Okay. Q dot input. Here I have entered another input data. So here R is referred to this. Then R dot, sorry, Q dot or R equal to Q. Okay. Then R dot print. Okay. Now here you will see the program. Okay, just before executing, just try to understand again. Here two first P and Q references created and reserve the space. Okay, so now P having separate one space is created, which is referred by P. Another space is created, which is referred by Q. Then another R is reference declared, not created any object. Now p dot input means input function called through p. Q dot input function called through q. Okay. Then r equal to p means r will be referred to existing object p. So p dot print, so r dot print, both meaning is same. Now again r equal to q, r is referred to q. Now r dot print means it will print the q data. Okay, because r is referred to q. But remember here PQR are similar data type, person type. Okay, so let us compile this. So here it is asking the data for P. Okay, suppose Ramesh height suppose 65, 60, weight suppose 55. Okay, then it is asking for data Q. Okay, Q is suppose Gopal, then suppose height is 70, then weight is suppose 75 or 75. Okay, then when I print this this line is for this one, p dot print Ramesh 60 55. Then r dot print again, because r is referred to p, so Ramesh 60 55. Then r is referred to q. Now the q we have entered Gopal 70 75, Gopal 70 75. So this is about the reference. What is reference? And here you remember two memory blocks created for data, and third PQR three similar objects. Some P is referred to, R is referred to one P location, Q is referred to again this. Okay. Now, okay, all of okay. Here I have written P equal to R. Next, I want to print P print. So now, what it will print? Or compilation error will come. Let us see what will be the output of this thing, or whether it is compilation error or not. Java C %test. No error. Suppose Ramesh, sorry, then height suppose 60, then weight is 60. Gopal, height is 57, weight is suppose 77. Okay. Then how many printed? I have written P R R P dot print. How many data it has printed?
3.
Here this one for this print 34 line, this for 35 line, this for 37 line. But what about this 40 line? It is not printed.
Didn't print.
Yes. Compilation error is not come, but it is
Didn't
P is
print.
not referred to R. Okay, got it. So we'll
Yes.
discuss this again some days later. What is this exactly? Okay, why it has not printed? Okay. Similarly, if I write R equal to P, then also we'll see R dot thing. Okay. So let us test this one also. I have compiled, no error, but when I run, I data suppose a data I have entered. BBB. What happened? Just all of you today try to find the answer. What is the case? If I write P equal to R, it is not working. But if I write R equal to P, it is working. Okay? Because R is not a concrete variable. Here, P is a concrete variable, means P is binded to existing to a memory permanently. R is not binded to a permanent memory. It is binded to, it is simply reference. You can refer to any object at runtime. Okay, so this is the case. Now I will go to the slide. So we know now the methods. So let us discuss different kinds of methods. Different kinds of methods. Here in this program, we have seen, we have written two methods, input method and print method. So here in input method, we have written to input the data, and print method, we have written the code for printing the data only. In input, something it is printed for user interaction. So then we are inputting the data. Okay. So the kinds of methods, there are two types of methods. One is accessor, another is mutator. Okay, so you can note down this. Remember, note down this thing: accessor and mutator. Accessor means the method which is accessing the data only, not to modify the information. That is called accessor method. And mutator method means the method which is written for modifying the content, then modify the data members, then it is called mutator. Okay, so now in this program, which function is accessor, which function is mutator? Here in this program, input is your mutator, print is your accessor, because input function is defined for inputting the data or modifying the content of these data members. But print is the accessor because we are accessing the data only. We are not printing, we are not inputting anything or modifying anything of these data members. That's why it is accessor and different with this is the mutator. Okay, so next class we will discuss about the constructors in Java. Okay, so actually we are supposed to discuss today, but we delayed with one